Alright, lucked out, or struck out. You know, because in the... Alright, Eden called to see if I could cover his clothes later this week. I said, dude, I open. It was Friday. I think it's just coming Friday. And I told him that I open. He was like, oh shit, I'll see what I can do. So I talked to Amber, so now I got closed every night this week except for Sunday. And I thought I was seeing Pete and wanted to open Sunday for me too. But then I got all on him again. Truck's running rich. You know, so I'm fucking irritated that I'm in town. I gotta go back. I'm gonna just lap the block. I mean, at least I got to enjoy the day, but hey, Mark, what is still around here? I haven't seen the tow truck at all lately. You know, Monday I may go back to, this may sound stupid, but I mean, I could call, yeah, like I said, this may sound stupid, but I could call the Main Street Dollar Tree and be like, hey, I looked on the app, it says you got the 25-foot sections of paracord in stock, and how many do you have? You know, if that's the case, you know, I understand that stuff ain't gonna be updated, you know, may not get updated if it's all gone. I understand, you know, because I deal with the shit too somewhat, but you know, but do you have any stock? And if they're like, yeah, it says that we do, let me go back in the stock room and look. And if they're like asking, I don't know if they're gonna ask how many I need. I'm gonna ask of the 25-foot sections you're talking, right? And if they're like, yeah, I think, okay, if you have every color, you know, because the app is showing pink, teal, or pink, teal, yellow, and black. But if it's gray, orange, black, and normal yellow, one of each. But if it's fucking teal, pink, black, and yellow, you know, the green / yellow, I'll, you know, see if I could do a whole case. You know, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask how much comes in a case. And if they say, let's say 24, or no, let's say 16, and so it'd be 4 of each color. I'm like, okay, I'll take a whole case. But if it is 24, that'd be 4, 8, 12, 16. Then one more of each color would be 20, so that's 5. So it'd be 6, 12, 18. It'd be 6 of each color. I'm like, okay, give me a whole case, a whole brand new case. Which may come out to like 20 bucks, but you're like, well, if they ask, well, what are you gonna do with this without much paracord? I'm like, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, you know, being that you were polite about it. Pull to the corner more, you fucking weirdo. That was not weird. That was weird. You know, I'm gonna be like, well, being that you politely asked, I run a paracord. I'm starting up a paracord business, and I want an off supply of that color. They're like, oh, it makes sense, but you know, so. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video here, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will probably be Monday.